Hey guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Super Drag and Drop tool from JL Tools. So in our last video, we took a look at the asset browser, and in this video, we're going to be showing the drag and drop functionality that we have in here. So just to show you how that works is we go into the asset browser and we can select any of the models here. And if we are on stage, we can just drag and drop it, and then it detects that it's an FBX file. We'll be able to import it as a file node and all the following: the FBX character import, FBX skin import, and FBX animation. So we could just put FBX character, and there you go. It will create a SOP create with the name of the actual file. And then inside, we're going to see the FBX character import. All right. And if we're in object mode, we can just drag and drop FBX, and it'll create the geometry for you, and inside we'll create the node. If we are already inside the geometry node, we can just drag and drop, and it'll drop the character import. All right, so that works with all sorts of 3D files. So if I go into this one here, this different directory, takes a bit to load, and we'll select, let's see, USD. We can just drag and drop right here, and then it'll say file node, USD import, USD animation, USD character. So each file format is going to have their different ways of importing that particular file. USD import, there's our car. This was exported from Blender, so it has the axis rotated. Okay, same thing. We can go to stage, drag and drop it, and stage is a little bit different. We can actually use a reference or a sublayer, and now we could see our car is imported with the correct textures and all that. So we can just use a transform. Again, this was exported through Blender, and that's why the axis is flipped. There you go. The other thing you could do is import images. So if I wanted to just import the image, so here I'll have an image. Let's right click, build preview. Okay, so we can left click, drag, let go. We'll see cops, network background image, and then we'll have our press Control I. All right, and then you can exit, you can close it out, removes it. We'll bring it back, and we can have a node here, and we can use this link tool here, link it to the node, press Control I. So now anytime I move that node, this will get saved there. All right, Control I, close it out. Let's bring in cops. So cops, it creates a cop network with the name of the file. We'll dive inside, and it creates the file and imports it. Creates our AOV, and then it puts it to C. All right, that's how that works. And then the same thing goes for the object. So if we drag an image, we'll get the cops as well, or we'll do the background image as well. All right, so what else do we have here? So if we get some, let's go to HDRs. If I were to drag and drop this one here, it'll create a light for us. So we can use the rectangle light or a dome light. So we can click on dome light. It creates it with the name of the node. And if you wanted to change it, you just select the light, double click on it, and then it changes the texture for you. If I wanted to do a softbox, like an area light, you could select, so I could just drag and drop rectangle light, and then that's the texture that's going to be used for that light. And the same thing, you'll select the light and double click on the HDR that you want to change the texture to. Now, if you don't drag and drop it to that context, either object context or stage, you can just double click on it, and it'll ask you where do you want to create it. So you can put OBJ light, and now you can create the ENV light or in H light, which is an area. So I'll put H light, jump into object context, and then you have your light here. And then the texture is going to be under the tab area light options, texture map right there. Same thing here, we'll select the light, double click, and that gets updated. All right, and then if we go into, let's see, VDBs, I can just drag and drop it. it'll create a object and it'll import it as a file. So aside from selecting just one, we can actually click on one and then press shift, click and then press shift, or you can click, hold control, and then you'll select a couple different ones. And then you can drag and drop those, and then that's what will be added to the network. All right. And then when we have things like Houdini files, like this one, you can just double click, discard, and then it'll open that project. Now we could see our buildings. This is a kitbash 3D asset. And when you click on it, you have all that stuff in there. All right, so let's open up a new scene, discard new. What else can we do here? So if we have videos, we can just drag and drop, and then it'll ask me cops, and then we could import that video, and then we can scroll and see that. So that's how the videos work. And if we right click, from the asset browser, build preview, it'll create that thumbnail for you. So that's just something you could do later. All right, and then what else? We have EXRs as well. So EXRs work the same way. You can drag and drop it, and it's going to create that light for you. Same thing goes with stage. Now for textures, if we wanted to just take a look at the textures, we can go in. So right now we're on stage. We can create a material library, and then let's see, we want to create a USD material, dive inside, and then we want to drag and drop these files, and then it'll automatically connect them to the correct place. So the way it does it is that it detects the name. So diffuse connects it to base color, opacity connects it to opacity, and the normal adds this normal node and then connects it to the normal. And then this one was disconnected because it didn't have anything to detect a proper input. So it just says backface. So that's not really anything that we can connect it to here. But then you can figure out what you want to connect that with. If it's like transmission or something like that, you can do that. So it works with shaders as well. And then again, if we're not inside a shader, we can just drag and drop it, and then it's just going to be a background here. All right. So Alembic is also a little bit different when it comes to the object context. So if we're on the root of object context, we get the ability to import as an Alembic archive, and we could do that there. So we have the option for file node, Alembic node, or Alembic archive. We'll select that and take a look at our asset, and we double click, see all the pieces and all the things that are tied inside that. As opposed to drag and drop it and then do Alembic node, you'll just get one encapsulated Alembic node, which sometimes you may want. And then if you do file node, it's just going to drop in the file node. And if we're on stage, we're just going to import as file node and Alembic node. OBJs is the same thing. It's just actually going to create a file node. So it'll create it right away. It won't even prompt you. And there you go. There's the OBJ file node. Perfect. And I think that's all. Oh, and then under materials, right here, if we are using the material X, if we are in stage and we drag and drop it, it's going to drop in a sublayer with our mtlx where you can just access it later. If we look in our geometry spreadsheet, we can take a look at the assets as material X, and then we can go under materials, and then we'll see our material be added there. Perfect. And there's another tool that I want to talk about later in the future, which is building out materials from a USD file. So if the USD file has materials, we can convert those into Redshift or Material X, and that's going to be in an upcoming video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. And if you would like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. This is George, and I'll see you guys on the next video.